are the brand, how to turn yourself into a brand. I think branding is the most important thing you can do for your entrepreneurial journey. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're not motivated by self-employment and self-discovery, understanding that how you are perceived is going to have a huge impact on your employability, on whether you get a raise, on whether you get invited to different opportunities. Those all go into how you are perceived, and perception is driven by what people think about how you carry yourself, your imagery, your quote unquote branding. So why you should brand is because your professional and personal advancement in life, especially in a social media laced lifestyle that most people are in, it is contingent on people's perspective and perceptions of you. So branding is of the utmost importance, even if you're not in business. But there's 6 major benefits that you're going to get if you are in business and you are branded correctly. There are 6 major fast benefits that you will see immediately once you have properly branded yourself. Number 1, you will connect faster to your natural audience, the people that you're going after, the people that you want to do business with. They're going to be attracted to you when you have your branding out there correctly, and it is conducive of who you are, and it reveals who you are, and they are not confused about what you offer, what you're about, your character, what your passions are. They're not confused about that, because when you're branded correctly and you're putting your branding out there, that this is who I am, this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I like, this is my name, this is my love, and it all comes together in a very elegant way with colors and with proper fonts and with all the things that go into proper branding. Your avatar, your ideal client, is immediately going to connect with you faster. And there's a scientific reason for that. You see, science shows and tells us that people literally sort of figure out within seconds, I mean milliseconds, whether they will do business with us or not. It's that whole fight or flight mentality that it's in our innermost beings of our early man. I mean, the reason you and I crawled out of a jungle and didn't get eaten by lions, tigers, and bears, oh my, is because of that whole fight or flight. Is this thing that I'm looking at here, is this thing that I'm observing, is this person in front of me, are they here to help me, or are they here to hurt me? And sometimes you could be with all the best intentions, but because of your imagery, because of your branding, the person has misjudged you, and you don't even have the opportunity to convey to them and to show them and to influence them with what your value proposition is. So proper branding is going to help you connect faster to your ideal clients, and it's actually going to help you filter out and reject your non-ideal clients. And number 2, it's going to help you evolve and adapt quicker. Personal brands can evolve and adapt more easily when they are properly constructed. When you develop a strong personal brand, you are way more flexible about your products, your goods, and your services you offer, because because your brand is about you and not the product. See, TW3 started off in just the insurance space, but has evolved to be in hundreds of different industries, offering thousands of different products. Why? Because the brand was about the individual. That is my story, my passions, and my drive. From insurance back then to everything in between, even selling hats nowadays. TW3 has always been about the person, the story, the passion, not about the products. So when you are branded correctly, that is, you're focusing your branding on who you are and not on what you do, you're going to be able to evolve and adapt through any economy, through any up and down, through any changes in industry, any marketplace, anything that you need to do, you're going to be able to do and do quickly and evolve and adapt, because the branding is focused on what it should be, which is you. Number 3, the third benefit you're going to see is you're just going to enjoy your investing in your brand at this point. You see, if you're branded about this product that I sell, if you're branded about this thing that I do, then you're always compartmentalized. Okay. When I'm spending my time, my energy, my money about being Terry, the insurance guy, then over here, this is my insurance time, and this is the money I spend on being the insurance guy, and this is the time and creative energy and time on the calendar that I'm using to be insurance guy. But then when I'm doing that, I'm neglecting and I'm not being Terry the dad, Terry the husband, Terry the friend, Terry the whatever. I'm compartmentalized. But when I am Terry, TW3, I am myself. I am who I am. I am the guy that just loves life. I am the guy that's wanting to set people up to be prosperous in everything they do. I'm the guy that's wanting to help people discover who they are, develop the skill sets that it takes to get to where they want to go, and monetize the journey. When I'm properly branded, then all of a sudden my entire life is congruent. Now, every time I buy a book, build a blog, or go on vacation, or post on social media, my entire daily activity and life in general is doing one thing: building my personal brand. When you are employee X that works for business Y, then you have a life, like I said, that's just compartmentalized. That means activities are now in separate boxes, and every time you spend time, money, resources, energy, and creativity in one box, you're neglecting the other. But see, having my brand focused on me, being a personal brand, it builds around my entire life, and my entire life becomes in one congruent activity. Now, when I go across the country in an RV, or hop a flight to Scotland, or spend a month in Florida with friends, or do this podcast with my friends and family, I'm doing one thing and one thing only: building a brand, because my brand is built on my life and my personal branding. And it also allows me to be flexible. Number 4, personal brands allow you to stay flexible. When you have a personal brand, you have the flexibility to pursue every interest you have. Whether I'm playing golf, riding a bike, taking cooking lessons, or enjoying a ball game, everything I do in life can be a story, can be an experience, can be a podcast, can be a picture posted that goes right into building the brand of TW3. And that's because it's a personal brand. Number 5, it gives me power. When you have a personal brand, you have the power to charge a premium and negotiate on your terms. Let me give you a little inner baseball here, if you will, a little inner psychology when it comes. Freelancers, independent contractors, people that are self-employed. Well, self-employed, freelancers, independent contractors, they have a perceived value. But a brand gives the appearance of something larger than just an individual. It's a company. It's an entity. It's a whole organism behind it. And people perceive value higher in branded businesses, branded individuals, than they do just individuals by themselves. You can charge a premium. You'll have the power to charge more when you're properly branded. You also have greater control over your business and your life. Not only do you have the power of the business imagery that your branding can create and the impact of a major corporation looking great online, but a major asset to being properly branded is you have the flexibility of still being a single individual. So I have the imagery of a large, impactful organism, but I have the control and the flexibility and the autonomy and the sovereignty of just one person. That is the power of having a strong personal brand. So why brand yourself? Because you're going to make more. You're going to experience more. You're going to enjoy more. And you can look at large corporations, individuals, anybody in between, and you can see how branding over the years has made a major impact on the entire world. Don't believe me? Look at Coca-Cola. There are tons of soft drinks out on the market. There's all kinds of soda companies that you can buy drinks from. But I would argue Coca-Cola has to be the most recognizable brand on planet Earth for over 100 years now. However, it don't stop there. Their branding is so powerful. It has made influences outside of even their own industry. It has made an impact on pop culture, pop music even. My favorite group, as many of you know who listen to this podcast and are friends of mine, is the group Chicago. In 1967, they started as music majors out of DePaul University, trying to make this experimental concept of having just a rocking band with the guitar tones and sounds and sensibilities of a Jimi Hendrix, with a grooving rhythm section and a horn section that would just cut your head off. But they wanted a brand. They wanted something so strong that when you saw it, it was like Coca-Cola. You knew what you were getting because it was so powerful. And so they hired a logo designer that was heavily influenced by the look of Coca-Cola to design the entire Chicago logo. And for years, many people didn't even know what the band looked like, but they knew that logo. So branding is so powerful. When you see Apple Computers brand, you know exactly what to expect. When you see the golden arches of McDonald's, you know what to expect. Branding conveys so much with just one image. So here are 7 tips I want to give you on how to brand yourself better. Number 1, research your audience. Number 2, pick your focus and personality of your brand. Number 3, choose your business name and choose it wisely. Number 4, choose your slogan. Number 5, choose your colors and fonts and stay consistent. Number 6, choose your logo. And number 7, and finally, apply this then across everything, every piece of marketing, every piece of content, every asset that you have. Put your branding on it. Your audience, when I say choose your audience, simply this: who is going to find the most value out of what you have to say and offer? Who do you have the most rapport with and the authority to speak with? Don't cop out and say, like so many, oh, I just want to be able to serve everybody I come in contact with. Well, great, but not everybody you come in contact with is going to find value in what you do. Not everyone that comes in contact with you is even going to like you. And that's okay. You need to understand who you are. You need to understand who likes who you are. And that needs to be your audience that you focus on. Number 2, personality. Who are you? And be okay with it. I'm constantly just putting it out there. My cadence, my dialect, the way I carry myself, my sense of humor, everything about me is out there with my brand. And it just does so much for me. Number 1, it allows me to be me. And I can always be me, even on my worst day. But number 2, the people that do find credibility, do find humor, do find value in my personality, well, they love it and they're drawn to it. But just as important, people that are irritated by it, people that don't like it and dismiss it, they are repelled by it. And it helps me in my business because if they don't like me on the front end, probably not going to like me on the back end either. Your name. I'm a huge proponent of naming your business, naming what you're doing after you. You know, the good book says a good name is worth more than silver and gold. It's not because of ego I named TerryWilson3.com and TW3 after me. It's not because I had just no mistakes in my life. Matter of fact, it's well documented of my mistakes. but I embrace my mistakes and I say, here's where I've messed up. Here's where I think I can help you so that you don't make the same mistakes. You can turn a negative into a positive if you learn from it. Don't run from your name, embrace it. Slogan, make sure it's brief, it's concise, and it speaks right to what you're about. Not necessarily your product, not necessarily your service, but your overarching, what do you do? That's why I put discover, develop, and monetize. Because no matter what it is, whether it's a blog today, a bulk texter tomorrow, a bulk dialer the next day, social media marketing the next day, it really doesn't matter what the tool is. At the end of the day, I want to be able to help people discover what they're passionate about, what they love. I want to help them develop skill sets, mindsets, and technological ability to then pursue that in the marketplace today. And then through that process, I want to show them how to monetize that engagement. Discover, develop, monetize. Doesn't matter if the technology changes the next week. I'm still doing the same thing. Use colors and fonts that are consistent. Get you a color palette. Use companies like Canva.com and others, and then stay consistent with your fonts. And just a side note, more and more people find less and less value in cursive type writings. So use some of the more cleaner fonts. Logo. If you want a quick design tip, here's what you could do as a personal brand. A headshot, a caricature of yourself, a signature of yourself with a headshot. These are all simple and easy to do, and they're very distinctive. That's just an idea. You don't have to do it. You can go out and pay a design artist to come up with a nice logo, but in the time being, you might want to just use a caricature of yourself or a headshot of yourself. But I would use something that conveys who you are. Me personally, I went after the initials, TerryWilson3.com, and just shortened it to TW3. Made that my logo, and that has been adopted as the business name. And then liberally apply that to all the content. Once you have developed a strong personal brand and you've got your logo, you've got your name, you've got your slogan, you've got everything put together, then make sure you put it on all of your content because you are the brand.